Hello and welcome back to Seaside Garage. It is time to dig into the rust repairs on the Saab. The worst part of it is over here. I can't really remember how bad it is. Overall, I don't think it is that bad actually. But what I want to do is to remove the tire and then take a look at this area to begin with and hopefully start some welding. I might need a new heat shield or dust shield for the disc brakes. That could actually become a problem because they are always hard to get on almost all cars. I don't know about the Saab though, but I will have to investigate. Otherwise I will have to make them myself because they need to be there for the MOT. And then there is this kind of weird brake caliper setup, and it looks quite different from other cars. The handbrake is working on the front caliper, so therefore we got this thing up here, but the rust is in there, and to be honest I have seen a lot worse, but I cannot really see the scope of it before I remove some of this stuff. So I want to remove the entire bottom end of this. I will leave the strut in place, but to do that I will have to jack it up a little bit and put some spacers in between the top arm and the chassis. That will keep it up so it's possible to take them out. So we'll do that. So I'm just going to jack it up a little bit. Like that, and then put some spacers in between. Like that, and then I can lower it down again. And there is a bit more space to work with this. I don't know yet if I need to remove the springs, but you need some special tools for that. It's not really doable with normal spring compressors. So next up I'm going to remove the drive shaft nut right there. Will it do it? Oh yeah. This machine is awesome. There we go. Then I'm going to try to loosen up the top ball joint. So I'm getting ready to break the top ball joint loose, hopefully. Hopefully at least. My ball joint splitter is not the perfect fit, I gotta admit. So I hope it works and doesn't just crack. You will also maybe notice that I have fitted a clamp on the spring also. It's just for extra safety. I'm a bit paranoid about springs, which is, in my opinion, a good thing to be because they are dangerous. I'm gonna give this some tension. There we go. I'm just going to go ahead and remove the shock absorber. I've snapped one of these before. Let's hope it doesn't happen today because it's a little bit complicated to fix. Feels alright. I'm just going to put the jack on because I think it is in fully extended mode and it would be impossible to get it off otherwise. There we go. Maybe that will make a difference. Yep, it will. Is it enough? This is where those blocks comes in handy, because if you didn't do that, it wouldn't be possible to get it far enough down to get it to clear, unless you took the entire bottom swing arm off, which I'm actually most likely going to do anyway. But still, we're pretty close. You know what? I'm just going to take this steering arm off also. Ah, that was enough. There we go. Now I think we should be able to pull it far enough down to get it free like that. And the drive shaft is also loose. I wonder if oil will come out of the gearbox if I remove it. Most likely, but I don't know for sure. Better get a pan ready. This brake line I will just cut because we need to change it anyway. It's pretty bad. Then I'm going to attempt to pop the drive shaft all the way out. There we go. And I'm just going to try to split the ball joint down here, but it could be a little bit difficult because I cannot really get to it very nicely. But let's just try. Yeah, that will be difficult. I'm just going to undo the lower arm mount because we need to get it off anyway. Then I can mess with all the other stuff afterwards. So I'm ready to take it out. This is one of those times where it looks easy, but took a long time. You might be able to hear I'm slightly exhausted because one of the balls in here was spinning on the backside, and there's no way of getting in there. It's supposed to be welded to a metal bracket so it doesn't, so that it can spin. It broke loose somehow, so I had to do all kinds of stuff to get it free. But I got it free. I only need one more out. So even though this clip is open, maybe just a minute or something, I have been struggling for an hour at least. But now I think there we go. It is out. What I also want to do now, before wrapping up for today, the video will continue though, but it's late in the evening now. But I want to take or at least see if the drive shaft comes out easily. And if it does, then I'm imagine that oil will come out as well. So I'm just going to get ready for that. So I need to remove the rubber clip in here. This means that the oil will not come out because then it's a cup in here and a tripod joint, I guess. There we go. Now I think, there we go. No oil, just a tripod. So this gives me some more room to work on, for sure. What I want to do now is with a heat gun, I want to heat up the black stuff and scrape that off to just avoid grinding around in that. And then afterward I will try to clean it up and see how much metal actually needs to be removed or what has removed itself. So the metal becomes healthy pretty quickly. It's not at all as bad as I was expecting actually. I kind of regret to have bought the repair piece because I think it would have been pretty easy to fix just with bending stuff. But it's done now, and it's a long time ago, so I'm gonna use it. Let's try to clean out all this mess in here. This, I think, is the reason why this is such a problem on these cars. This place in here where crap can just live forever together with the moisture and salt and all that. I believe on a Saab it's a good thing if your CV boot is leaking because it will grease this area. So what I expect to do is to do something like this and then like this. And repair that. But before I can do that, I would have to repair this piece down here also. So I'm going to cut away the pieces to make room to work on and then take it from there. So this is the point that I'm at now, and so what I'm gonna have to do to fix this correctly is to cut away this plate right here so I can make the repair go all the way. The repair panel goes like this, and this is the where the wall is that I just showed you, and then it goes up and then it just stops there. So I'm just gonna fix it all the way with the repair panel and then weld this piece back in afterwards. But I'm gonna cut away some more material and take you back when I'm a bit further in. It's difficult to film and it will just be the back of my head pretty much all the time. So I will take you back when I'm at a point where I can start fixing stuff. Okay, so I got carried away a little bit and started welding and forgot to film. But I'm at this stage right now. It's just, you can see the welds in there. They're going to be cleaned up and fixed up, and as you can see, this is not so good either. But what I have done, I have cut away all the rusty stuff. I also started to cut away this panel in here, but realized that wasn't the way to go, at least not on this repair, because this one is got a lip on the other side that attaches to this one. So I'm just going to attach it in there instead. So these are just going to be welded up again. Even though it looks rusty, it's very solid in there, so I just need to clean it up. Then I cut a piece of my repair panel. I took them apart as mentioned. And then I cut that piece that I'm now slowly working into shape. It's not the greatest fitment, but this is gonna work fine. I'm just gonna go ahead and take a Dremel and clean the welds up in there. And it's already very firmly, and I haven't even started to weld out here. So it's gonna be fine. And then in the end, this one will be put into shape and put on. So I'm just gonna continue on this work, and hopefully it will turn out all right. So this is the point that we are at now. I re-welded the cuts that I made in there. That was because I wanted to remove the back wall to get better access to do the repair, but it turned out if I had to do that, I would have to remove the inner tower back there also and remove the engine, of course. I was lucky that it's possible to fix it this way. If the rust was worse than this, I would have to take quite a lot of part to really fix it. But this will be more than good enough. Of course, it's not completely rust-free, but this is a revival, not a complete restoration. And as you can see in there, it's purple. That's because I'm converting the rust in there. There is surface rust on the back plate. It's very solid though, but there is rust in there. And the welds are not grinded flush and nice because it is impossible to get in there correctly. So the welds back there especially is really not pretty, but really solid. So this right here is the new piece of metal. It's joined right there and right up there. Lucky for me, the old metal was very healthy at those corners, so that was nice. I didn't have to go mess with the actual mount for the swing arm and all that. So this is really nice. Next up is to weld the outer piece on, but I can't do that right now. I need to let the converter work, and I need to paint it in there. I also want to seal up those welds because it is a water trap in there, and it will just start to rust so quickly if I don't try to protect it as good as possible. So I'm gonna make some seam sealer in there, and I'm gonna paint, and I'm gonna fill it with the over-troll oil at the end, I think. So I can't continue on this just now. So that's where we are at right now, and excuse the sound. I'm having the exhaust suction system on it right now because my arm couldn't reach, and it's working really nicely, pulling out the fumes, so that's really nice. But this is it for this video. I will continue work on this, of course, and the next video will be more rust work on the Saab. There is also some rust up here, some rust there, and all around. Some I might fix off camera, otherwise it will be a million videos about rust. But I also want to document some of it because it is part of the journey of restoring a car like this. But I think this was one of the worst points on the car. I found something that is a bit interesting also at the front jacking point. There is a hole just behind that. I don't think it will be hard to fix, but it will be hard to get access to it, so I will have to do some thinking there. But other than that, an important step, I think I was lucky that the rust wasn't any worse than this, because if it was, I would have had to take a lot of stuff apart. But I think I catched this just in time to do the fix this kind of way. And it was a lucky thing that I could get that repair panel, so yeah. But tomorrow I will paint it, the day after I will seal it, the day after I will start the next part of the welds. And the next video will start with that because some of you might want to see the end result of this. But yeah, thanks for watching and see you in the next one.